I was basically like yelling at the group this morning, and it all comes back to kind of like the Facebook group questions and just questions that everybody asks me. If you do not get a good inhale and exhale from the bottom, your ribs are going to be flared and your ass is going to be way back behind you, right? So when we learn this breathing stuff, it never goes away. You're always doing it, right? It's always like automatic. So like you're always inhaling and exhaling, emptying from the bottom up. You're never like too good and that doesn't go away, right? So like, I'm going to show you guys, like when you set up for like your deadlifts, you set up for your squats, like the things that I'm thinking about in order for it to feel like the best in your body, right? And so I don't want to lock out my knees. I want to have the knees bent a little bit. I want my hamstrings to control the position of my pelvis, or else like all the stuff I'm doing is like kind of for naught, and I'm not going to feel my abs, right? I'm going to feel my back. So say I'm laying on my back. I have a little weight that might be 5, 8, or 10 pounds, not heavier than that, and I don't even need it right now. Hands on my rib cage. I'm lying on my back, my knees are bent. If I can, I could go like this and kind of pull on my hamstrings a little bit, but I don't want to like arch into my back or overly flatten through my low back, okay? I'm just neutral. Hands on the ribs. Close your eyes and inhale all the way down to your vagina and your asshole. Then you're going to exhale, empty from the bottom up. And you're going to empty all that air out. Your hip bones are drawing towards each other. And then your belly button, that section of your abs is coming towards each other. And then your ribs are coming towards each other. And your ribs are coming back down towards the ground. And you're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. And then you're going to pause at the end of the exhale. And then you're going to inhale again into the spaces that are tight. All the way down, all the way into your chest, into your ribs. You should feel them expand. Exhale, a little mini Kegel, empty from the bottom. My hip bones draw towards each other. Then I move to my belly button, which is like my middle TAs. Then my rib cage comes together and back down towards the ground. I blow out until I feel like I'm going to suffocate, and then I probably blow out a little bit more, but I try not to use my neck to do that. If I took my hand on my obliques, there would be tension there as I took another inhale. That takes time. You need to be able to breathe behind the brace, right? You can't just like let everything let go. So this is exactly what we're going to do, but now we're going to add something that wants us to flare the ribs or arch in the back, which is that weight, okay? Now, anytime I hold on to a weight and I'm reaching, I need to think about my shoulder blades reaching up off of the ground, okay? Not my shoulders reaching near my ears. I'm going to reach my arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale into my chest and into my back. Exhale, empty from the bottom, and then slowly start to let this pull over. There's no end goal of how far it needs to go. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. If you feel it in your neck, you went too far. Inhale again. You should feel expansion below the level of your shoulder blades. You should feel your abs on the exhale. You can bring your arms back to the start if you thought you lost it. Reach your shoulder blades, wrapping them around as you're reaching up towards the ceiling, and then exhale empty from the bottom. Start to let that pull over. Inhale, into your back, into your chest. Wrap those shoulder blades around your back. And please fucking tell me you feel your abs. Okay. I just want to get that point across. If you do not have the stack and you do not have a good exhale, you will not feel good in your movements, okay? I want you to flip yourself around so that you're near a wall, and we're going to do our wall co-contractions. If this is your first time doing class, I don't want you to add the overhead pullover or anything. I'm just going to talk through how we're going to do these. And you're lying on your back. You're gonna be at that 120-degree angle. You can go 2 legs or you can do 1. If you're doing 2 legs, you could put a block between your knees. A co-contraction is basically another part of this foundation of finding your heels and getting your weight back so that you're not living on your toes all the time, okay? Now, so many people just lock their knees out all the time, and that just goes hand in hand with like the rib flare thing. But I do co-contractions because they're literally the best fucking thing to ever happen to you. You just have to practice them. So I'm dragging down the wall, right? I might just drag down the wall and bridge up a little bit. It's nothing crazy. My rib cage is back. My heels are pulling down the wall as I bridge up. So I want to be like at 120-degree bend, not like 90. I want to be pretty long. Drag and lower down. Pull down the wall and lift my butt. It's not a crazy lift. If you've been doing this forever, you can grab onto your dumbbell. You can use 1 leg at a time, drag down the wall. You're going to inhale onto the ball of your foot, and then you're going to exhale, drag down on the heel, all while you do the pullover with the tricep extension. Inhale, ball of the foot. Exhale, drag down the heel. Inhale, ball of the foot. Exhale, drag down on the heel. And I want you to do 10 of those. If you're practicing the co-contraction on the wall, all I want you to do is think about find your heels, pull down the wall, and maybe do a little heel toe connecting to the big toe mound as you bridge up, okay? So if you're doing the drags on the wall, drag down, bridge up, maybe go heel toe, down, heel toe, down. But I need you to feel the backs of your legs doing the work, not just your calves. Good. Pull down the wall. Nice. Then we're going to flip ourselves around. We're going to get into a bear position. Same thing. You need to get your rib cage back and you need to push through your hands. You don't want to like overly flex. Also, in some variations, we find the feet on the wall to get the hamstring. So, say I'm here. I'm going to have my knees on an Eric's pad, and I'm going to drag my feet up the wall behind me. Now, my heels are not on the wall. It's just the balls of my feet. This is my bear. Now, this is my plank, right? Bear, plank. Feet drag up the wall so that my hamstrings don't let my pelvis dump forward. And my long exhalation gets my abs on. So push the ground away, inhaling, and then exhale, empty from the bottom, get all your air out. I don't care how easy an exercise is, you should be able to get your abs on. That just defines to me that your connection is really good, okay? Walk your hands out 1 step. Walk your hands out 2 steps. Maybe walk your hands out 3 steps. Can you still connect through the backs of the shoulder blades, or have you lost it? Only walk out if you can find that connection and keep your sternum and your chest lifted, and inhale. Now exhale, all the air out. Walk yourself back, tuck your toes under, and inhale back into that downward dog, but don't let your rib cage and your pelvis pull away from each other. So my heels are off the wall. I've taken a big inhale. My head is down. My chin's not lifted in this position. And I want to get a good inhale and a good exhale here. And I'm going to drop my knees down. I'm going to find my feet on the wall. I'm going to walk myself out into my plank. Inhale. Exhale. Walk. Find my index finger, thumb, pinky finger, wrap around. Take a big inhale with my sternum up. Big exhale. Hamstrings are on. I feel nothing in my back because my abs are on. Pushing the ground away. Long exhale. Walk it back. Tuck my toes under. Push through my hands. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the ribs back. Empty from the bottom again. Drop my knees down. 2 more times, just like that. Walk out. as far as you can. Do not lose that connection. Don't drop your chest down. Don't lose your hamstrings. Big, long exhale. Get all the air out. Gently walk yourself back. Push into your hands to get yourself into the down dog. Now you're relaxing your pelvic floor as you inhale again. Your knees are bent in a downward dog, and take your feet off the wall. Good. Bend your knees, Dana. Like more. Now push into your hands a lot. Like push yourself back a little more. Yes, but keep your knees bent. Good. So that's going to be something that we're going to practice, because that's how you're going to let go of the back of the pelvic floor a little bit more. Now we're going to grab onto our foam roller, and we're going to come into a half kneeling position. We're going to get a little bit of rotation and a little bit of internal rotation at the pelvis. So if I come to my wall with my right knee down, I'm going to take my block, my foam roller, whatever, and I'm going to press my left knee in towards the foam roller. Okay? So right now, I am on my right knee. My left knee is pressing into the roller, and I'm going to reach my right arm in front of me as I exhale. I want my left rib to drop towards my left pelvis. And then I'm going to inhale, reach my left arm forward and my right arm back. Exhale, reach across. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. All the while, I'm dragging on my left heel. Katie Morgan, I'm pressing my left knee into the roller, but on my inner thigh side. Good. So, a lot of us need more adduction and internal rotation, right? Ross definitely probably doesn't, but maybe Nicole doesn't. This shouldn't feel like trash to anybody though, all right? I'm gonna have you flip, and you're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Just pay attention. What's your foot doing? Can you drag on your heel? All of those things, okay? So what I'm doing right now is spinning around. My ass is in your face, my left knee is down, and my right knee is pushing in. Now, likely, most people need more internal rotation on their left side than on the right side. Obviously, we're all different. There's exceptions. Justine, I want you to think in terms of push that knee in again, drag on the heel, rotate. This is my exhale, reaching my left hand. My right rib cage is near the right side of my pelvis. And then inhale, rotate in the opposite direction. You can feel the back of the rib cage getting expansion, right, Katie Morgan? Good. So your rib cage is deeply connected to your pelvis and how much you're going to feel your glutes and your abs, right? So for a long time, missing out on rotation just turns you into SpongeBob SquarePants, and ain't nobody want that. Drea, bring your right foot in towards the midline a little bit more. Don't just let it be like, yeah, good. Now look at your toes facing straight ahead. Cool? Now we're going to stand up. We're going to do some jumping. You have options. You can sit on your bench, throw your arms forward as you exhale, hit the ground. You could do a box jump. You could do a drop landing. I'm going to show you all the options. Okay. So first one, sitting on my bench. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right. Most basic, if you're doing that, you're doing 12. Level 2, you could jump onto your box. Inhale, exhale, hop and land, and then step back down. Okay? You could do that 8 times. Level 3, step up onto your bench, walk off the plank, absorb the force, and jump up. Okay? That one would be 5 on your right, 5 on your left, okay? So pick one that seems doable for you, and the more you practice it, the better off you're gonna get at it. Inhale to rock yourself back. Exhale to throw your arms up. Yep. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, good. Push the ground away. Yep, nice. Good, relax. Nice. Good, you either use it or you lose it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just think that we can't do this stuff, but we just need to practice it. Are we getting warm? Good. So usually I'll go through a couple things more than one time. Sometimes I'll change what we're going to do to just see if you can feel something different. I want you to flip yourself back over into your bear position. We're not going to walk out. We're literally just going to do a bear. We're going to step forward and we're going to step back. And we're going to step forward and we're going to step back. And I want you to just feel like we did with the rotation of the rib cage, that one side's getting expansion, the other side's getting compression. So I literally just have my feet on the wall. I'm in a bear position, lifting my knees up. All I'm going to do is step forward with my right arm and my left leg, and I'm going to take an inhale, and then I'm going to exhale, step back. Inhale, step forward, exhale, step back. You better believe that I'm pushing away with my hands. Inhale and exhale. And I want you to give me 16 to 20 of those. Push your hands through the ground and lift your chin. Inhale to step forward. Exhale to step back. Inhale to step forward. Dre, you know what I'm going to say to you. Get your wrists and your shoulders in a line to start. Look at yourself in the camera first, or else you're always just going to be using like your upper traps. Good. Keeping your butt in a line with your shoulders. Yes, so much better. Now push the ground away, just like. Perfect. Do you guys feel your abs a little bit when you do that? I fucking hope so. Now, we're gonna just do like, we did the rotation, right? And we were just in a half kneeling position. We're just gonna talk through like a split squat with a little bit of rotation. All right, so your feet matter, right? I'm gonna put my foot really close to the camera so that you can see what is happening with my foot and that my heel is actually heavy as I'm doing this, right? So I see like a lot of people in the DIY, I don't know, they just like haven't had like the FaceTime with me, right? And even if you have had the FaceTime with me, like this shit's hard, right? The body's like complicated, right? Don't get frustrated, just ask questions. So there's a couple different things that you can do. If you feel like you can never make contact with your midfoot, you can put a sock or a rolled up mini band underneath the arch of your foot to make sure you feel the ground, okay? It's one of my favorite things to do when I was first like learning about my feet. I'm gonna have you look at my feet as I go into this. So if I go here and I have my left foot forward and my right leg back, I'm gonna be in a pretty short stance and I'm gonna rotate my right hip towards my left knee as I drag on my hamstring and pull down. Some people still think it's bad for your knee to go past your toe, but as long as your heel is heavy, you're totally fine, okay? So imagine that you just did that. You just rotated towards the left and you inhale to pull yourself down, okay? Now, take your arms out in front of you and you're gonna inhale to open up to the right. And then you're gonna exhale, bring it back. Now keep this knee up off the ground. Inhale, rotate to the left. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, rotate to the left. Exhale, bring it back. I'm still dragging on my hamstring this whole entire time. Good, relax for a second. So anybody whose knee is directly over their ankle, I need your knee to be a little bit forward, okay? So maybe you just start down on the ground and you allow the knee to go forward, right? Does that sort of make sense? Like if I'm looking like this is not what I want. I want you to pull yourself down here and feel this mid-foot relax, okay? We need to let the knee go past the toe, okay? That was better, Dana. So relax, you should have felt your glute a little bit. Obviously you're in an isometric, you're gonna feel your quads as well, but we gotta get that heel heavy and the foot moving. Your feet are your foundation. I'm gonna do it in the opposite direction and I'm gonna talk you through it again. This is my right foot forward. Now, I generally don't have to overly rotate towards the right because a lot of us just can't go left. We're gonna drag on the heel, pull yourself straight down. Maybe in this position, I drive my right knee out a little bit, but I still allow my knee to go forward on my toe. As long as my heel is heavy, arms out in front, inhale, open, still dragging on my heel, exhale, inhale, exhale, still pulling on this heel, inhale, rotate through the torso, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more on each side, pull on the heel, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, okay? Are you awake? Good. So Dana, you got to get so much shorter in your lunge, way more. Now, shorter? Drop down to the ground. Oh yeah, like even more. Yep. And you're going to pull on your heel with your hamstring. Does that make sense, sort of?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, let's get to it. 2 exercises. We're going to pick a bilateral upper body pull, and I'm going to give you all the options. And then we're going to pick a single leg deadlift. Okay, so let's go with the single leg deadlift first, all together. You're going to grab onto a weight. We're going to do 3 sets of them. So you're going to have plenty of time to up the ante as you go. I want to start like with form wise. First, we are going to work 10 reps on the right, 10 reps on the left. If you are working on your feet, maybe take your shoes off. If that messes you up, then definitely don't do it. But I want you to think in terms of starting with your left foot forward at the wall. And we're going to talk through how to do a hinge, okay? So I have my left foot forward and my right leg back. I could be in a kickstand position, or I could have my leg up the wall. But when I look down at my knees, the leg that I'm standing on better be in front, okay? Left foot forward, right leg back, weight is in the right hand. I am going to rotate my right hip towards my left, and then I'm going to hinge my butt back as I exhale down. Then I'm going to inhale up, and yes, that's what I said. Right hip rotates over the left, exhale, empty from the bottom, butt reaches back, inhale up. Exhale, send that butt back, inhale up. And I'm gonna watch you all. Lovely. Yep. Now, think about your nose, your sternum, and your knee being in a nice straight line. Good. Look down, like gazing. Good. So I want you to do 10. You're exhaling down and inhaling up. Get all that air out. Nice. You should feel your ass, not your back. You guys all look so fucking great. I have nothing to say. notice the difference between your right side and your left side. What does your right side need that's different? Okay. Like I said, a lot of us are already turning right. It's hard for us to go left. So if I have my left foot at the wall and my right foot forward, sometimes I actually need to drive my knee out on the right instead of in. Okay. So if I go like this, I might stay more straight, down, exhale, and then inhale back up. Instead of overly rotating, right? I might just stay a little bit straighter. Exhale. Maybe I push the knee out a little bit, but I'm still maintaining that big toe knuckle down to the ground. Inhale back up. I really want to feel that length through the back side of the pelvis on the right. Good, Dana, bend your right knee more. And maybe bring your right leg back like an inch. Maybe more. More. I know, I'm really fucking annoying.
More?
Yeah, good. Bend your knee, bend your knee, bend your knee, bend your right knee. Get over that leg. Okay, so this side definitely looks different than the other side. So what is your upper body pull of choice? Okay. I can do chin-ups for 10. I can use a band and do chin-ups for 10. I can do body rows for 10. I can do a vertical TRX chin-up for 10. Hanging is the best thing ever. So anytime you get the chance to do that, you should. I'm going to show you a couple of them. And what I think is the most important part of all these things, again, is just like stacking the rib cage and the pelvis, right? So if I'm going to do a ring chin, I want to sit myself down so that my rib cage and my pelvis are in line. And then when I pull up, look, it still stays in line. I'm not doing this, right? I'm just digging into my heels, getting some expansion through my back. Exhale, pulling myself up. If I'm using a band, same thing. I just don't want to arch my back, right? I want to get the rib cage and the pelvis in a line so that I'm pulling straight up and down. I'm managing pressure and I'm getting the length from the right muscles. Okay. Same thing goes for a body row. Do not let your rib cage pull apart from your pelvis. Okay. So we're just going to pick our upper body pull and you're going to give me 10 reps. We're going to superset these two for 3 sets. So we'll just go back and forth. Nice. Michelle, I dig it.
Don't laugh at me.
I'm not, I'm just, I know you're determined to do it.
Stacey, can you show me like an option for me, maybe?
Yeah, so is it attached to the wall or a door?
A door.
Okay, so do you want to do a body row or do you want to do like a vertical pull?
I don't even know which either of those is.
Okay, so let me see your setup for a second, just because it's going to depend like how long it is. Yeah, so just take the camera a little bit further away and then we can kind of just like walk you through it. Good. Michelle, go back to your single leg deadlift. We're literally going to superset these and we're just going to make sure that like we know how we want to set ourselves up. So if I am doing what you're doing, Dana, I'm going to literally use my little rings, right? I could go like this and walk my feet forward, but what I don't want to do is let my back be like this, right? So it's like, all right, do I need to move my feet further to make it like challenging? I just want to make sure that my rib cage and my pelvis are in line. So I might be able to pull here, right? Or I can sit down and then pull myself straight up. It really just depends. Let me see. Good. Can you shorten those at all or no?
I don't, I never have. Never used
Okay,
it.
so what you're gonna do right now is just a body row. just because they're pretty long?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. How far can you walk your feet forward without like sliding? Good.
And then am I pulling?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. So what I would say is if you're going to do 10, I want them to be with good form, but they're probably going to be a little bit more challenging than that. Like walk your feet forward a little bit. Good. Sometimes I'll even like put my foot on like a kettlebell or something, like if my feet feel like they're sliding, but just so you know, because now you'll have that exercise to do. So like I'm right there, my knees are slightly bent and my pelvis is definitely underneath me. Nice. You got it, Justine. Good. Let them like relax at the bottom position. Dana, what I like to think about is like, what do I need? Am I super tight through my upper back? Maybe I'm inhaling as I row to get more expansion, right? Because a lot of times I just feel like people's shoulder blades, they're like not moving on the back of their rib cage enough, right? So like if I just like hang there and take some breaths and then inhale to pull, I'm gonna get that like opening back there. It's just gonna feel different, right?
What was the
brag
breath?
for just a second? It's the first time I've done that
Since you lost weight,
since I lost weight.
and it's so much easier.
And I used one less band and I got like twice as many reps.
Telling ya, there's your motivation.
That's something else.
Woo! What were you gonna say, Rebecca?
That's awesome, Justine. I was gonna ask the breathing on the single leg. So it's exhaling on the way down.
Yes. So think about it this way. When I exhale empty from the bottom, I'm engaging through my pelvic floor, right? So I like that. And like the up level of it is going to be, I exhale and then I inhale onto the ball of my foot as I come up. So this is like my next progression if you wanted it, right? So, Dana, if you're going to go with your right side, don't go so long in your stance. Okay. So I'm going to do my right side and I'm going to talk through it. Okay. So my right foot's forward, my left leg's back. I have the weight in my left hand. Level one, I'm going to think about my knees bent and the length is coming from my butt. Notice where my big toe, knee, sternum, nose, I'm kind of rotating over that side, right? My knee stays nice and bent. I've exhaled. And then I'm going to inhale up. Okay? Rebecca, exhale down. Now start to inhale onto the big toe knuckle with the heel lifted and inhale up, but keep your knee bent. Good. Dana, these are better. Do you feel the difference or no?
Yeah.
Good. Now get forward. Make me believe you're over your right side. Like if I was there kind of pushing your torso forward, get your center of mass kind of forward more. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that. Good. Good. Go, Katie Morgan, go. Nice. Jacqueline, how you doing over there? Good.
Good. They better. How do they look? They feel better.
Good. Remember, sometimes I'm going down. I might want to take that right knee and kind of push it out a little bit as long as I can keep that big toe knuckle down, right?
Yep.
Good.
Stacey,
Yes.
when I'm on my right foot, which is my shitty foot with the
Yep.
fucked up toe, in my deadlift, I start getting pain here after a while. This side is weaker, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
Or if it's just hard or what.
Drop your left leg down the wall more. Okay. Now bring your right leg back a little bit more. I like the fact of what you're doing with that, but maybe bring that back more, like what you have underneath your foot, maybe make it less and bring it back so it's underneath the arch of the foot just a little bit more. Now, Exactly what I was talking about earlier when I was like, set your rib cage, set your pelvis, and now bring your center of mass forward. This is the same exact thing that I was saying to Dana on her right side. Right there, hold right there. Now push everything forward. Everything forward. Get forward, get forward, get forward, get forward, get forward, get forward. Now take that weight closer to your foot. Take a good inhale. Take a good exhale. And then drive through the ground and come up.
Oh yeah, that's higher.
Yeah, buddy. So I need you guys to think about this. Position matters, right? And so with the deadlift, I think that you need to remember your foot needs to be doing something, your knee needs to be doing something, and then there's your ass, and it's the hardest thing to do, but it's magic when it happens. So heel heavy, knee bends forward, and now get your center of mass over that leg. Forward, 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 forward. Now bring that weight closer, bend your knee a little bit, maybe even drop that left hip down. Now go. Good. And honestly, for you, I would exhale on the way up. I still think that your ass is a little bit tight back there.
It is. But when I do it right, I can now feel it like also instead of right here, I can feel it coming up into the ribs, into the spine here instead of just.
Yeah. So think about it this way. Like, I think for a long, I know for a long time, you have these compensations, right? And they just end up like shifting and moving up the body, right? But the breath and the position is going to have an influence over that, right? And like one rib cage is going to influence what you're feeling at the pelvis. That's why the rotation is just like so important. And you can just feel yourself like getting more and more grounded as you do this for longer. So if you're on your third set, last set, best set, if you have questions, shout it out. But we are going to go 3 sets, and then we're going to do another quad set, which is 4 exercises. So I'm going to start talking about them, not to confuse you, okay? We're going to do squats, and we're going to do an incline dumbbell press. So if you don't have an incline bench, don't fucking matter. Excuse me, hope Evelyn isn't here. You are going to do a short seated variation instead. And with the squats, you could do a box squat. You could do a landmine front squat. You could do a double kettlebell front squat. You could do a foam roller wall squat. What squat works for you that you feel successful and you feel the right muscles working? Okay. Dana, bring your right leg back again. And now push your left leg through the wall so you load over the right side. I think you're one of these, you're like a lateral. That's why you have all these issues. Like a lot of women that I see who can't get over their right side, it's just like a lateral, and there's a specific sequence that's super helpful for those people.
Okay.
So you ain't alone. When it comes to the squats, whatever like can make it easy for you to get it done. If you're like, oh, these wedges are annoying. Oh, I feel it in my knees. We got to create a solution for it, right? So that you can find versions that are easy enough for you to do. Drop your left knee down, Jacqueline. Yeah, good. So that you feel like you can get stronger in these positions, right? So I love a box squat because a lot of people, they don't know that they can actually like lengthen their glutes as they sit into the squat. I do love the foam roller squat because you don't have to use the wedge and you're keeping your torso nice and vertical, but some people think that they feel that in their knees like a ton. So I just want you to pick a version that feels good in your body and that you can give me 12 repetitions of, okay? So I'm gonna show a couple and then you can decide. So if I go like this, I always do my little like trash bucket, take my heels, elevate them a little bit. Again, if I don't do my breath at the start, of course I'm fucking feeling my back, all right? So you just have to get a little bit more anal with the way you're doing things. So my heels are heavy, my knees are bent, my knees are not locked out, my rib cage is not thrusted forward, right? I take a big inhale, I exhale, and then I just inhale, sit down, exhale, drive it up. Notice I'm not doing this, because of course I'm gonna feel my back, right? Or if I lock my knees out, I'm gonna feel my knees. If I don't keep my heels heavy and open up through the backside of my pelvis, I'm not gonna use the muscles that I wanna use, right? It's literally the same thing over and over again, okay? I'm gonna watch you with the landmine, Drea.
Please, what can I do?
Hamstring curls on the ball. So, Ain, this might be for you. Take your weight and reach it out in front of you just a little bit, but allow your rib cage to get pulled back. So just like we did on the ground in the beginning, take an inhale, take an exhale, empty from the bottom, engage those abs. Dana, knock that box over and get it lower than that. Good, Ross, elevate your heels. Drea, don't lock your knees out at the top. Good, now go in. Your backpack? Upstairs. Good. Good, so slow down. When you're doing the box squat, I don't want you to actually like sit and rest. I want you to lengthen your glutes till you go down. And like, I still think, Dana, that's way too high for you. Like, I think you can still break 90, and I'm annoying, I know. Maybe that, like, what's that green chair over there? You can sit onto that, but also elevate your heels like a little teeny bit, maybe roll up a yoga mat and then go slow down because you're still kind of hingy squatting.
Okay.
Don't stress about it. You're gonna have plenty of time, but it's really nice to be able to watch you move. Now, we're gonna do an incline bench press. If you do not have a bench, it don't matter because we're gonna do a short seated press variation, okay? So look at this. If I'm constantly doing this, I'm gonna be in my back all the time. I'm gonna have a diastasis, like the pressure is always gonna be here. My back's gonna be super tight, right? That's why the short seated position is the best thing to ever come into your life, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit down and you're gonna imagine your arms reaching forward. You've inhaled into your chest, exhale, empty from the bottom. And then you're gonna grab onto your weight or weights and you're gonna inhale, press, exhale down. Inhale, press, exhale down. If you have a bench, get it on an incline and do the same thing. You can use one weight, you can use two weights. You can inhale on the way up for expansion, or you can exhale up for strength. Watch your rib cage position, okay? Get it, Katie Morgan. Good, yes, perfect. Good, do you feel your abs, Dana?
Yes.
Perfect. Good, Katie Morgan, exhale, empty from the bottom.
Someone throw me down a charger.
Nice, nice. Good, empty from the bottom, Liz. Inhaling into the chest and into the upper back. Ain, do you feel your abs a little bit?
Yeah.
Get it? Drea, how the ribs doing? I forgot. I need to give her a pep talk today. We'll do it. We'll do it by the end of the class. Don't make me forget. All right, now we're gonna talk about another exercise. We're gonna do it all together. Oh, who else is sick of their husband? Goodbye. Okay. He's just being so annoying. All right. I can't right now. All right, so we're gonna start facing towards the camera. Divorce is imminent. Hips square towards the front of the camera. You're gonna do a curtsy lunge. Curtsy lunge is more internal rotation. So I want you to pay attention to what your right foot's doing. You're literally gonna cross back behind, keep your heel heavy and drop your back knee down. And then you're gonna just come right back up. So here I am. Curtsy, heel heavy, and bring it back, okay? Easy, right? Heel heavy, knee pulls in towards the midline. I just want you to give me like 6 of these on each side. Notice the difference. Do you feel the glute? I hope so.
Are you supposed to push your knee out?
Not out, no. So internal rotation is knee in, okay? But with you, you're a wide, like definitely don't push your knee more out. Do you notice a difference between the two sides? Can you keep your heel heavy? Can you, for most of you guys, maintain that knee kind of pulling in towards the midline more, right? Big toe mound down.
Can you do this without falling over?
Yes, that too. Or without like wicked hiking through the side of the pelvis. I'm not doing your hair right now. I do not have a brush right now, honey. We're going to take 2 dumbbells or 2 yoga blocks. We're going to get into a tall kneeling position and you're going to give me 10 deficit push-ups. Okay. So you're starting off in that tall kneeling plank position where you're reaching your hands through those dumbbells. My feet are kind of dragging up the wall. Don't get me wrong, a lot of us can do these like regular on the ground, but they are kind of challenging. So I always recommend like the first set, just do it for your knees and then you can make it easier. If I go here, I'm gonna push the ground away. So again, my shoulder blades are not squeezing on my back. I'm getting some air back there. Then you're gonna inhale to pull yourself all the way down, open up the chest, and then exhale, reach and press through. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale, pull down. Exhale, drive it away. And I want you to do 10. Drea, is your head gonna fall off? Lift it up. Rebecca, lift your head. Good. Nice, Dana. Much better. Inhale and then exhale. Good. We're going back to the squats again. What kind of squats did you do? Do you need a block between your knees to get the most out of this? Do you need your heels elevated? What version of a squat are you going to do? And give me 12 of them.
What was the fourth exercise?
We already did it. Don't worry.
We did?
Yep.
All right.
All good. Squats, incline chest press, curtsy lunges, and push-ups.
All right. That's 4.
That's 4.
Can we put a band on for our squats?
You can. Yes, Dana, yes. Now, before you go, walk your feet up on the wedge more. More. Your whole foot's gonna go on the wedge. Now, take an inhale first. Take an exhale, empty from the bottom, and maintain heels heavy with the knees slightly bent. Now, inhale into your chest and let your ass go and just sit down. Sit, fall. Now get up. That's a squat. Now, don't lock your knees out and don't arch in your back. Good. Allow the glutes to lengthen as you sit down. Good. Michelle, I bet you could probably do this like a little bit lower, but like it looks great, but like you probably could just like get rid of that bench a little bit to get a little bit deeper down to the squat. Aim, get your ribs back, empty from the bottom, inhale into the chest. Every single time I want you looking in the camera and being like, is my rib cage?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. What? Okay, that's. I'll be as nice as possible.
This is the only one that
Let the murder scene commence. Now we're going back to the incline chest press. Can you again think about your rib cage being in line with your pelvis? The reason why these feel so good is because you're not allowing the rib cage and the pelvis to come apart. Do we see a common theme? Ass and abs come from the stack. It just takes time. Drag on the hamstrings. Really think about inhaling to expand through. Oh, do you see this is recorded for the strangers on the internet? Yeah. This kid has the best hair, but won't do a pineapple run. It makes me so sad. Okay, George Washington, I'll do your hair this way. Ain't about me. Now, we're going to talk through those curtsy lunges again. I'm going to give you other options, okay? Because those are too basic for a lot of you. Okay, wait a second. Talk to me in a minute. Now, I'm going to hold on to my suspension trainer, and I'm going to show you from a couple different angles. If I'm holding onto a door or I'm holding onto a suspension trainer, here I am, right? I'm going to actively allow my hands to kind of turn towards me, supination, right? That's going to open up through my upper back. And I'm going to go slow and not let the knee hit the ground. Take an inhale, take an exhale, and stand up. Sit into it. I'm staying nice and vertical. I'm not letting that leg rest on the ground. And then I come back up. Okay? Now, you can do that and let your back knee hit the ground. I just want you to slow down and like feel this. So it could be on a door, could be exactly the same thing as you did before. I want you to feel your butt.
If it's on a door, do you mean a doorknob?
Yes. So Dana, turn sideways so I can see where your knee and your ankle are because your knee's still going way too far back. Good. Try to keep your heel heavy. Rotate your right hip towards your left and pull your left knee in towards the midline more. Yes, good. Yep, that's perfect. Yeah, so like when I say a door, I mean the door open exactly like that, Anne. That is just like a suspension trainer. Good. Good. Rebecca, on your left side, I feel like you could let your knee go forward more and heel stay heavy. Yeah. Yep, much better. Good. Still think about that, like crossing behind you, Justine, with your other leg, as long as it doesn't like overly hike the pelvis. So if you could, I'd be so happy if you took an inhale and an exhale in that side position. Take a big inhale, take a big exhale, then stand up. It makes it harder. Good. Don't think about going so far to the right, Dana, when you just did those. Think about still loading over that right side because you're doing that weird thing again. Okay. Now pull your right knee in towards the midline, big toe down, and don't even cross that far. Don't even bring that leg that far back. Okay. Now hang out there for a second, drag on your heel and lower yourself down a little bit more. Back to the push-ups. Inhale to pull yourself down. Exhale to drive yourself away. Good. Nice. Good. Good. You can totally do these with your feet against the wall and your knees off the ground. They're just harder. Big inhale on the way down. Exhale, push all the way away. Keep your chin lifted and make sure you're not arching in your back at all. You know, I always have some more tricks up my sleeve for the end of class. So let's try to see what I can get done. I want you to grab onto your bench and you're going to just do like an isometric hold in that tricep dip position because every single one of us has a down, it's called the pump handle, but our chest is kind of compressed and down, especially if we sit at a computer or we have any sort of stress in our lives or children, it's down. So hands on your bench, pushing down through the ground. I want you to walk your feet forward a little bit and my butt's close to the bench, right? I want you to relax your shoulders away from your ears and just hold here. So if I'm here, my arms are not locked out, right? But they're also not like up here near my ears. I want to be here, feet here, push away. elbows bent a little bit, because I like definitely would hyperextend if I didn't, right? Now, you can literally hold and breathe here. Inhale into your chest, exhale, empty away from the bottom up. If you want more, because you're bored, bend at your elbows. 1, 2, 3. Notice how my shoulder heads did not go forward. Exhale, drive it up. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if when I do that, I do this, don't do that. Just hold here and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're gonna go into a rock back position. Now, if you still don't know what a rock back is, you're missing out on the best thing of life. And if your back or your upper back is tight, rock back's the way to do it. Sometimes you can take a rolled up sweatshirt, shove it into your belly, a rolled up towel. That will help you not breathe into your belly. Okay, you can even take an Air-X pad if you want to do that. When you do a rock back, this is my butt out. This is my butt neutral. This is me rocking back. Turn your palms face up and push the ground away as you inhale into your chest and your upper back. This is not going to let your shoulder blades stay stuck to your rib cage. Okay? Inhale and exhale. Now, left palm is face up. Right hand is going to reach out in front of me. I'm steering my body's weight over to the left with the left palm up. Inhale. And exhale. Turn your right palm up. Reach your left hand long. Inhale. Steer your body's weight over to the right. Inhale. And exhale. Empty from the bottom. Get those abs on. Flip it. Left up. Right down. Steer your body's weight over to the left. Go once more on your right. Good. Try to straighten that arm, Katie Morgan. And you're done. Happy hump day. You guys did great. Dana, awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.